Lazy Dreamer ASMR. Good evening. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over some movie theories and hidden details from the movie The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. As a disclaimer, these theories are not my own, but also these theories are literally just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the theories and the hidden details that are in this movie. It's genuinely like a treasure trove. So if you do enjoy, let me know in the comments, and I may be able to make a part 2 in the future. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's start with our first theory, the Minotaur and Greek mythology. So this theory says that Stanley Kubrick incorporates elements of the Greek myth of the Minotaur and the Labyrinth into The Shining. So in Greek mythology, the Minotaur is a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. And in this myth, he's confined within a labyrinth that's designed by somebody named Daedalus. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. That's okay. So this maze that he is, trapped in is intricate, inescapable, and it comes to symbolize both, entrapment and also complexity. The first imagery we have of this theory in the movie comes from this poster when Danny sees the Grady twins for the first time. So many have seen it and believe it to be imagery representing the Minotaur itself. The overlook also features a large hedge maze like this, which according to this theory serves as a physical representation of the labyrinth. And as we see, the maze becomes a central element to the film, particularly in the climactic scenes where Danny tries to escape Jack. So, Jack can also be seen as a modern-day Minotaur. So throughout the film, we notice him becoming increasingly monstrous, like he's losing his humanity and he's becoming a threat to his family. He doesn't start out this way. He gradually turns into this. And so this is a violent transformation, and this animalistic figure that he becomes, it parallels the Minotaur as this fearsome, monstrous creature. So the image of Jack that we associate him with, in his deranged state with wild eyes and unkempt appearance, it evokes the idea of a beast, within this labyrinth that is the Overlook Hotel. In the movie, Jack is trapped in the maze, just like the Minotaur, where he eventually succumbs to the elements. So, now, let's explore a more controversial theory. Stanley Kubrick used the film to confess his involvement in faking the Apollo 11 moon landing. So this theory suggests that Stanley Kubrick was hired by the US government to film the fake moon landing footage for the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. And this idea gained traction because of his work on 2001: A Space Odyssey, which also showcased his ability to create realistic space scenes with special effects. So theorists argue that he used different imagery and symbolism in The Shining to admit to this. One of the most cited pieces of evidence is the scene where Danny is wearing a sweater with an Apollo 11 rocket on him, and he stands up from the carpet, and which some theorists interpret as the rocket launching. More evidence is that Danny is The Shining. For example, one of the most prominent types of transitions are these match cuts, where one scene fades over another, and this is used to create parallels between characters and events, but also, in a way, it blends time and space, again adding to the unsettling feeling that Kubrick is looking to create. It also blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural.